something's got to change, right? I mean, you can feel it. You can feel that something's got to change. The problem is that humans and we fight change. We don't seek out change. We don't purposely go after that. I mean, we have this fight or flight innately ingrained in us, as far as, we're not as far as like our existence is where we came from. Things can feel unsafe. So if you feel unsafe, or you don't know the unknown, or you don't know where you're going, there's a protection within us that happens. And so, that's the first thing that we humans are prone to. We don't want change innately. However, we can feel that the change needs to happen. We can feel that change is coming. And so when you're going through expansion, it goes against our human grain, because we're not supposed to, seek out change. And yet we feel this pull to, like a universal pull to change. So how do you work with that? How do you manage, or how do you move forward with knowing that something's got to change within you? And yet we're not usually choosing things in our lives to change necessarily, unless we're forced. A lot of people wait till they're, something drastic happens, and that's when we change. Now, I'm not saying that people don't, take on challenges in life and, create change. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying innately, when it comes to change, a lot of people won't choose it. They like to be comfortable. They like to be in their shell. They like to be, protected. There's a safety around that. There's a feeling of feeling protected and secure around being safe. So how do we choose to shift in consciousness and expansion and awaken when it's kind of goes against the grain of change? Because when you're awakening, you are changing. You are moving in a different direction. And you are choosing this. You're choosing to awaken and to change. So again, that goes against that, oh my gosh, what is this going to look like? What's my life going to look like? Like, even for me, right now I have a certain set of things that I know I'm pretty convinced they're going to happen in my life, like moving into a new place, like just planting tulips and knowing that they're going to come up. I'm pretty fairly certain that those things are going to happen. So you kind of put your energy into that, thinking that that's going to happen. But the process of awakening, we have no idea what's going to happen. We are completely in kind of the dark, or in the fog, going through the experience of awakening. Now, what you can do is during awakening is go into the feelings or the essence of the process. So when we are awakening and when we are choosing to uplift and get into higher frequencies, just feeling that and being in that really is enough. You don't need to do more than that. And that's another thing that kind of goes against our human nature is, so you're just saying just being in the flow and feeling like you're in a higher frequency, or just getting connected with your higher self is enough? Most of us have been taught that we're not enough from the time we're young. That's kind of our, societal way of growing up, that we're not enough. And I'm not blaming parents or anything. I'm just saying that that's innate in us, that we are not enough. That's like the most common underlying belief in people, is that they're not enough. So if you're doing things that feel easy, and that's another thing about not being enough, right? You feel like you have to really effort and really work on things and really work hard, and everything has to be tough and, difficult, an uphill battle. Like you have to climb this mountain in order to get there. And yet, awakening and growing, while there is some of that you have to push through this darkness, being in the flow, like going downstream, is easy and effortless. There is no work at it. There's just a matter of trusting and knowing and feeling the feelings that you're going through at that moment. So, when you're going through expansion, when you're going through awakening, there's like this underlying feeling too that I'm personally noticing that, what if there's certain things in my life that I hold on to dearly because they make me feel good in this lifetime, like as I know it right now. What if I lose that? What's going to happen? I don't want to lose the things that I do love in my life. So there's that fear also of, well, what if I lose this and that? What does that mean? It's a good question. However, when you have your, it's a kind of a matter of digging deeper and really allowing things to evolve as they're supposed to. And that takes trust. That takes, digging deep and understanding that you are in the right place. It's so counterintuitive to what we've always done. And so I think that's the reason why, there is this great shift in consciousness happening right now. There is this massive awakening happening right now with a lot of people. I'm not saying everybody's going to awaken in this world, because I'm not sure that they will. I believe in that time shift, where we shift timelines and some people awaken and move on to a different timeline. But the people that are choosing to go through this process, that means you're releasing what has always been true to you. And I find that the things that I've released, like even last year, I went through a lot of releasing because our family farm was being sold. And so there was a lot of releasing of memories and events and things that happen in life. And so that was a very tough process. But I was very aware of those things that I was, those were more conscious things that I was releasing. My question is what are the things that still need to be released that I'm not even sure I'm aware of? They're so subconscious, they're so buried right now that I don't even realize what they are. And that takes trust, it takes going deeper, it takes some sort of a meditation or some sort of a getting in touch with and connecting to your higher self, getting in touch with the divine, God, and the universe to help release that so you can grow into that. I'm not sure if anybody else is experiencing this. A lot of this stuff, as I'm speaking it, sometimes I have to look back and watch what I've recorded because it doesn't really make sense even while I'm speaking it. But I'm just curious as, the things that I am saying, if those make sense to you, if that resonates with you in some way. I'd love to hear comments about that, because everybody's going to experience things a little differently, of course, but there are underlying things that I think the humanity is experiencing together. So love to hear your comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for, being part of this collective awakening and being curious about it. This landed in front of you for a reason. There's something about this that resonates with you. And, I appreciate you listening and being open and receiving the messages, because that's, what the energy that we're in right now is paying attention to that and really seeing past the veil, looking at not the reality that's been in front of us for so long, but looking past that, looking at the more of like the miracles that are behind that and what is possible. So again, I wanted to remind you that you are an incredible human being. You matter. And awakening is quite the process. It's not something that, I don't even think there's really a script for it. It's just something that you have to flow in and trust and go with it at your pace. So, wishing you an amazing day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.